Hey guys and gals, today I'll be talking about a horror movie from Spain, and it's called Vengeance of the Zombies. I hope I get the title right, but the version I saw is Walk of the Dead, and I presume this is like the U.S. distribution release of the movie. And if anyone's a fan of Paul Nachi, this is one of his Spanish horror movies. And let me just say, I review a couple of his work too here on this channel page. The one that a lot of people don't really talk about. Um, But you know what? Let me just say something. I like Paul Nachi, man. So rest in peace. God bless, man. The older Spain horror movies are like boss. They like beast. If you like Italian movies, I think Spain horror movies are good too. But at the same time, it isn't for everybody. I remember I sent like a 4 DVD set of the Tomb of the Blind Dead series, which I also reviewed, by the way, to Rap for Life. He wasn't so much of a fan of it, but it was cool, because everyone has an opinion on movies and stuff. But like I said, this isn't for everybody. This is like usually Spain horror movies might be slow paced. Sometimes it might be out of place, or sometimes maybe like way a lot of naked girls. Nothing wrong with that, but it be tons of nudity and scenes where women getting disrespected. It's like, why do every of these movies have women getting disrespected? You know, but Visual of the Zombies to me was like I enjoyed it. The plot twist, and it gets kind of confusing a little bit, but when you get towards the end, it kind of reveals itself what's going on. And like I said, I saw the U.S. distribution. Dispute, so everyone stuttering, but the U.S. version of this movie, the U.S. release of it, and so how am I gonna explain this? Let me explain this a little bit more. The movie starts with these grave robbers ready to rob this woman from her jewelry, and this mysterious mass killer conjure up this woman to rise from the dead and kill these grave robbers, right? Then the movie progresses with this woman who idolized this guru, like a Christian, like an Indian guru, played by Paul Nachi. And let me say, I think Paul Nachi actually played three characters in this movie. Yeah, he does. So it's kind of like he kind of role plays a little bit. Also, this U.S. release of this movie, and I doubt the original Spain version has this, but I guess when it was in the U.S. release, they decided to add in something called the shock notice. A shock notice is like when you see that shock notice logo on on the film, right, on the movie you watch of Walk of the Dead of that version. That means somebody's getting killed in gory ways. So that's what they added the shock notice. I thought it was kind of funny. Like, really, shock notice? That's the gimmick of that time. Like one of those gimmicks. Um. Anyway, a guru starts talking about that he wants to move to London. To find himself pretty much like to explore more about himself. And the woman had a situation when she was about being attacked by a zombie, and her family got murdered by this mass killer. And the woman talked to her friend, a cop friend, like, you know, I gotta leave too. I gotta go to London, And she said stay with the guru. And then mysteriously people are dying. Zombies are rising from the grave. The mass killers all over the fucking place, doing ceremonies. The woman ended up having a vision about the two guys from the train station and the black guy that picked her up, or that was talked about at the beginning part of this movie when she got into London. And she was taken away to the basement where she saw Paul Nachi's character dressed as Satan, like a devil, and then she got stabbed and blood pouring out. That's one of the visions. I don't want to ruin a lot of good. There's a lot of good scenes in this movie, in my opinion, but it's pretty slow paced. Like I said, we see old Spanish horror movies. You know what I'm talking about, and if you're into that stuff, then you'll definitely love this movie. If you love Paul Nachi's work in general, you'll definitely love this movie, of course. Um, Now, like I said, this being the U.S. release, I believe that there was like one nudity scene. Maybe there's more. I don't know, because sometimes the U.S. release of Paul Nachi's work always get very heavily edited. You know, because I remember renting like Netflix actually had the DVD releases of porn actually were like Crimson for example. I hope I'm saying the name right, but it was so like they didn't really show any kind of nudity. But when you see the special feature with the deleted scenes, it showed a lot of nudity. It showed a little bit more to it too, explaining what happened in the movie because Crimson was so edited, you could just tell. So I'm not sure if this movie was heavily edited. Cannot be sure, but I will have to see the original Top Adventures of the Zombies before I could talk more about this movie. But I think this Walk of the Dead is the best way I could talk about it. So, yeah, I mean, I like the ending. Like, there's a plot twist. Like I said, I don't want to spoil it for you because not only you got like one villain in this movie, you also got a second villain in this movie, like a hidden twist villain, you know. And it's that revealing stuff why these zombie women and why this killer's killing these people. It's gonna start revealing, And like I say, it's really good. It picks up at the end. Anyway, peace, guys. See you later. A movie also had a unique soundtrack, a jazzy type of background music soundtrack, especially towards the kill scenes. Imagine getting killed by Jason with jazzy music in the background. Matter of fact, who wants to imagine that anyway? But yeah, it has a jazzy music background, so I just want to throw that in there for some reason. I mean, I want to know what's up with that. Like what's up with the jazzy music.